after we found out that Jimmy Garoppolo's season is over. Omar was at that game. We'll break down that game coming up shortly. But Jimmy Garoppolo is done. And that leaves Ian Rapoport, Tom Pelissero, the 49ers, with Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, who did play well. He deserves his credit yesterday to lead the Niners to a win over the Dolphins. And Josh Johnson, the well-traveled veteran who they are signing off the Broncos practice squad. So, Ian, I'll go there. Baker Mayfield, Kyle Shanahan. Is this going to happen?
Well, I don't think these things are not related, if that's a way of kind of answering your question just a little bit. My understanding here is that Baker Mayfield went to the Carolina Panthers knowing that he was going to be third string, knowing that P.J. Walker was probably going to be healthy, and said, maybe this is a good time, move on. And actually, it could make sense for all parties, for the Carolina Panthers. If Baker Mayfield is claimed by any team, perhaps San Francisco 49ers, they would save about $1.5 million in salary. It's not much, but at least it is something. It also locks in the conditional pick as a fifth rounder, not a fourth rounder. Also good news for Carolina. And for Baker Mayfield to come to Carolina and say, now is a good time to waive me, Tom, you know that he had his eyes on the San Francisco 49ers. They have a needed quarterback. Even if it's just to bring him on as the backup, and then we'll see, would potentially make sense for them, even though they did just sign Josh Johnson from the Broncos practice squad. It does seem like these things are interrelated. We also could get some more waiver fun tomorrow at 4 p.m., because there's some other teams that need quarterbacks too. The Rams do. The Texans do. There's a couple others. Maybe they say, you know what? The 49ers want them. They're pretty good. Maybe we'll just claim them instead.
Any team claiming Baker Mayfield would owe him the remaining about $1.35 million of his guaranteed base salary for 2022. So that potentially is going to impact things as well at a time that there are a lot of teams that are pretty tight on the salary cap. It is certainly possible that Baker Mayfield could end up clearing waivers, which then would give him the opportunity to pick his spot. But as Ian referenced, this was something really that, my understanding is, had been on the minds of the people involved for weeks here, at a time that the Panthers had gone to P.J. Walker, then, of course, had gone back briefly to Baker Mayfield, then eventually to Sam Darnold. With Walker getting healthy enough coming out of the bye that he could serve as the backup here, it made sense. So Baker Mayfield met with Steve Wilks and Scott Fitterer this morning. They had a conversation. It is a mutual parting of the ways for Mayfield, and perhaps there is that landing spot in San Francisco. The 49ers, though, sit 24th in the waiver priority order. It is in line with standings right now. So a lot of teams would have to pass on Baker Mayfield before the 49ers even would get the opportunity, Andrew, to claim him. And that includes some of the teams in the division and elsewhere fighting for playoff spots in the NFC.
Tom tweeted the entire waiver order here, so check out Tom's Twitter. I'm holding it here. It's Houston tweet. 1. It's a long list. It's the longest tweet I've ever seen, actually, from top to bottom. Houston's 1, obviously. Chicago, Denver, the Rams, and then Carolina. Carolina's not claiming him. But San Francisco sits right in front of Baltimore, 24 and 25. There's a Lamar Jackson injury question. We'll get to that coming up momentarily. I mean, you want your